Dr. No is what I feel like. Dr. No by the ROC, man. If you don't know about that, you better get hip to it. But look, that's not what we're talking about tonight. Tonight, I have a very special guest tonight, man. McNastee and I go way back. Way, way, way back. Some of you weren't even born yet, is how far me and McNastee go back. Long way back. Matter of fact, he flew out here and spray painted the Magic Ninja logo at the abandoned schoolhouse. It's true. We'll talk to him about that tonight. But yeah, man, he's an underground vet. Underground vet, man. He's worked with everybody. He's got numerous records out, numerous accolades. He's also a talented graphic artist. He did my album cover, my last album cover. Man, he's just a super, super talented dude, and he has been a loyal member of the underground for a long fucking time, 20 years at least. So we're gonna talk to McNastee in a little bit, man. But first, I just wanted to introduce you to McNastee and play a music video, and then hopefully we'll get him on the line as soon as the video's over, man. So check it out. This one's called Selfie. And welcome back to Wicked 101. I got my motherfucking homie McNastee in the building. McNastee, say what up, though.
What up, Defect? I'm here with my dog, Machete. So if it looks like I'm
Machete.
Yeah, I'm acting a fool over here. He's over here. He's acting a fool. Machete's in the building.
What kind of dog is that?
The wickedest Chihuahua. So he's wanting all kinds of attention.
Right. He's like, I want to be in the fucking live stream, man. Come on, Dad.
He usually likes to sit at the desk when we're mixing or writing. So he's not used to not being at the desk.
Right. So what's good with you, man? How you been? What's tell me what's going on in the world of McNastee.
I'm blessed and staying busy. So like McNastee's not full time for me, so like I work for a marketing agency. Like we're blowing up, like having incredible growth this year. So I'm super excited about that. And in the world of McNastee, got some gigs coming up, making some new music with DJ Scatterbrains, who's done all the Struggle Jennings and Jelly Roll records recently. So I'm like really excited about that. Doing some animation now too. Still working for Underground Hustling. Doing stuff for Dillo weight belts, man. I just stay hustling.
Clearly, I mean you're doing a little bit of everything, man. You got your hands in a lot of pots. But,
oh yeah.
I gotta tell you, man. I haven't. I lost my fucking notes.
That's unfortunate.
I lost my notes, so I don't have. We're gonna be flying by the seat of our pants.
All right, I'm down for that.
I accidentally deleted them.
Oh.
I had like a bunch of questions and shit. So we're gonna go for memory and shit. But look,
I think I deleted the first 40 bars of my 101 when I first started writing it, and I had to start over. But it's okay. It's better now.
So you're actually going to take the Wicked 101 challenge proposed by Staples tonight.
Yeah. I got an exclusive Bad Mind beat. So if it goes off, we'll release it as a track.
Nice.
But otherwise, it'll stay forever on the internet in infamy on this show.
Oh man. See, I'm really glad that somebody decided to partake in Staples Challenge, because for those that don't know, a couple episodes back, my buddy Staples, he decided to challenge the underground and tell everybody to spit 101 bars live. You know, no cuts, no Pro Tools, no nothing, just spit it live on a live stream. And McNastee's gonna take the challenge tonight, man. He's got 101 bars ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Are you nervous?
I'm ready. I'm like super nervous. I don't think I've gotten through it without flubbing up and shit. So we'll see.
I watched Staples. He actually practiced it several times, and he nailed it. And then when it was live, there was a couple little A couple little things that he could have done better.
I can see that happening.
I'll
flip over my tongue
He still killed it, man. He still killed it. But McNasty, yeah. Well, you want to do that a little later? Or you want to just get it?
Yeah,
out
we'll
of the
do
way?
it later. I'm
leaving it up to you because it's a lot of pressure.
Give people a reason to watch, right? I mean,
right.
Stick around.
So Wicked 101's all about the history of the underground and of the artists that we have on here. So for those that don't know, let's start at the beginning, man. The very, very beginning. When did you get into this game, and what got you into this game?
Mike E. Clark Funhouse Rap Contest got me into this game. What year was that? 99, 2000 probably. I want to say it was 2000 because in 2001 we went to the second gathering and he was there. They had some Funhouse merch and shit. So I want to say that it was 2000 that contest was. And did that contest. I think there was a group called OH Writers. There was a guy named Dr. Giggles. He was in that contest. There was a group called Livewire that sounded suspiciously like Half-Breed. But yeah, that was it. Like I was in punk bands and stuff up until that point. I got a little 4-track recorder. I started getting beats off of mp3.com. Started rapping, making really terrible mixes. But my friends were like, "You kind of got something there." And then I talked to Mike Clark, and he's like, "Your hooks are good. Work on your verse." Down the path.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
Am I here?
You are here. You are in fact here. It was a little. I was getting word from the Peanut Gallery that there might be some very bad delay on the live stream of your voice. And,
oh no.
Yes. So I don't know what the fuck that's about. Let me. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that's about, bro. But fuck. Because I don't hear it. Like on my end, I don't hear it at all. So I don't know. I'm being told it's like an echo. Can you hear the echo?
I can't hear an echo.
You're using headphones, right?
Yeah, I ain't going through the speaker or nothing. Like strictly into this earbud right here.
All right, hang tight 1 second, man. I don't know if anybody else hears it. If you're in the chat, man, do you hear the echo on McNasty? Because we need to address that if you do. It might just be my friend that's fucking up. Yes, they do hear it. Okay. All right. Well, let's cut to a quick. I hate to do that, but I don't know what the fuck the problem is.
Neither.
Hold on 1 second here.
Maybe I'm too high definition.
That's got to be what it is, man. It's got to be what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird.
That's so weird. It says like I see people saying Ron Jones says there's an echo. Bad Mind says there's like an echo like a delay. Like I slapped a plug in on myself.
Yeah. Well, he didn't, so there's really no reason for that. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna fix this. Fuck.
I'm just gonna smile.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's cut to a break real quick, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna play another video, and we'll see if we can fix it. All right.
Cool.
All right, McNasty, say something, man.
Yo.
I think I might have got it fixed. People in the chat, let us know if it's fixed.
No.
But while we're waiting for the final answer on that, let's try to move on.
All right.
So where were we? You were about to tell us your story about how you got started.
I was talking about like I started making horrible music on mp3.com, and I got a little bit of a fan base. I wouldn't call it a fan base. I call it a friend base. There was like a few people, And one of them was like a guy named Philip from like Ridas.com. And so he got me associated with like the Juggalo crowd because I was in this Mike Clark contest. And I was really new to the Juggalo scene then, because I think my first show was like a Bizarre tour show. So like I was like coming straight out of punk rock and then right into that, because we had like a group of friends, like they're married now. Steve and Angie Bayman got me into ICP and all that other shit. And then I entered that Mike Clark contest, and it kind of just snowballed from there. Got onto writers.com, found realjoes.com, Malenko 500, and then like eventually made my way to horrorcore.com. And that's I kind of found like a group of like-minded rappers there, and you know, people that I could collaborate with, and then also a bunch of sick artists, you know, LU Cypher and Q Strange, and like Sick Side was doing shit then. Like, it was crazy.
I'm getting word that the echo's fixed. I'm sorry about that, guys. Holy
Excellent.
shit. What are you gonna do though, man? What are you gonna do?
No.
So when you got started, but what was the let's start like the beginning of the career. Like, what was the first album you put out?
It's called Delusions of Grandeur, and it had like some jacked beats. It had some like Dr. Dre diss on there, and like, you know, when you first start rapping, you think like, man, I'm the fucking shit. I'm dissing all these mainstream motherfuckers. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. You know, I think I dissed Dr. Dre on a Dr. Dre beat, but then I had some like shit where it was over like an Exhibit, paparazzi beat. Those Mikey Clark free beats off of mp3.com were definitely on there. And it was recorded, I swear to God, I downloaded the MP3s onto the computer, and then I recorded the MP3s onto cassette, because I had like a cassette 4-track machine. And so I took these 128 kilobyte MP3s, like horrible sound quality, put them onto cassette, recorded vocals, then ran those vocals live into like Winamp, and put my songs back digitally onto the computer.
Wow, I thought my first recording setup was bad, but that sounds sounds horrible.
And I had like a dynamic, like a SM58,
right,
like dynamic microphone, and I had that for like the first like records I did. And then I finally got like a Shure, like actual like studio condenser type microphone. Yeah.
I started with an SM58 on my first record too, actually. I had I plugged the mic directly into my beatbox, and then the beatbox went out to the little mini jack of my sound card, and that was my first recording setup. My, have I come a long way.
Oh man, like if it was today and I was doing the same shit that I was then, like I probably would be done with like my first 6 songs, because people would just be like, no, this is the worst, you are the worst, this is absolutely horrible. But luckily, like, I had people around me that that were like, told me what was good and told me what was bad, because I could hear it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would listen to my records on a CD, and then I would switch the CD and it would be like a necro disc, and it's like, why is his sound so much like louder and like cleaner? Like, what can I do? And so like I just like learned by listening to others,
right,
you know, just to get where I wanted to be.
Right. So the first record was what, 2001?
Yeah, first and second record. Like I did Triskaidekaphobia, which was like the second record. And like, man, I thought I made it. Like, I went to Dallas and I had these CDs, and Fago Lovers was like bigging up, like, pre-order the CD and McNasty will give you a shout out on the disc. And like, I went to Dallas and I saw Scotty D at a show, and I think he had a big yellow truck, or somebody had like a big ass pickup truck, and they played the record in it, and I thought I had made it, because this person with this big booming sound system was playing my music. I was like, there's no better feeling in the world. But then, you know, it just, you know, as you achieve milestones, like, it's like, man, you can get this, like, this is the shit. So
right. Well, what?
And then
so the second album was how the fuck do you say that?
triskaidekaphobia. It's the fear of the number 13. You know, and like,
Wow.
you know, and this was like 2001, and I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm so fucking clever, you know, and it's like nowadays I would think it's like super like cliche, but
Are you really afraid of the number 13?
No, man, like my name is McDaniel. My last name's McDaniel. So
Right.
13 is the letter M. Like there's been so many Chris McDaniel is 13 letters, but like historically, like serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer, it's like 13 letters in their name. Like it's like a thing. You can like Jeffrey Dahmer's the first one that pops in my head, but a ton of serial killers with 13 letters in their name. Just one of those things where I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know? And so there was a lot of killer songs on that record.
Right. And those, I'm looking at your Discogs right now, and it says that those were released on Ryda's Records. Is that just your...
Yeah, that's Rydas.com. That's like Phil, the guy that like brought me in. Like, he's like, I'm doing this thing, and like, I got Dr. Giggles, and I think he had like maybe TBMA, Black Medicine Artist. I want to say he was over there before like Infinite Illusion. Man, it's been so long. It's like 18 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
but like that's where like Class was a contributor on that website. He went by MK, and then I recorded Class's first raps ever. Drove my shitty setup down to a dorm room in Denton, Texas. And we were recording on Cool Edit Pro with a Shure KSM 32 microphone, like at a little like Behringer mixer, and like Bird MK. He was MK at the time. He did his first show. Like we did Full Scale Riot was the EP that we did.
that was his EP?
No, it was ours together. Like we did a group effort.
Oh, you and Class did?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah.
There's some history right there. So you and Class did an album together called Full Scale Riot. That was the name of the band, or
Full Scale Riot was the name of the group, and Renaissance of the Masses was the name of the EP. What does that even mean, Renaissance of the Masses?
Is that like audio that like if somebody watching wants to hear, they could go out and find that, or is that
Oh
like
man,
hidden in the wall?
you know what's fucking scary is you can go on YouTube, and there's like at the third gathering, like they had like a karaoke booth that you could like record like a karaoke video to, and so you could use other people's music, but I had our songs, and so there's a video of me and Class on YouTube. I'm wearing like a hula skirt and some fucking punk rock wig, and we're doing that. It was the third gathering. And
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think I partook in that too, but when I tried to transfer the videotape, it got eaten up.
Yeah, we're gonna bring back FSR. Like I see Scotty D and Pat, we're bringing back FSR. But my lazy ass, like Class is the most hardest working rapper. There's like two rappers that I think are like the hardest working, churn out the most content, and it's Menacide and Class.
Yeah.
And like Class has given me like 9 tracks, and I think I've done 4 of them. And so like as soon as I get done with 101 bars and a couple more songs for Sutter Kane, shifting gears, gonna finish that EP, and people will get some FSR. Crazy.
That's dope, man.
I'm so blessed to like have like so much, you know, like available to me, and like I want to do it all, and part of me wanting to do it all is, you know, getting to it so I can do it all.
Right. Man, that's dope. I didn't even know that. I'll have to go back and listen to that.
Oh, you don't want to?
It's that bad?
I mean, there are some like concepts in there that are really good, but it's just like audio wise, it's like I don't think I was acceptable audio wise until bootleg in 2004. So it like took like another year and a half.
Are you talking about the recording quality or the rapping?
The recording quality. I mean, the rapping, you know, could be better, but I just feel like the recording quality is just really suffered so much on that early stuff.
Well, look, man, you got to start somewhere, you know, and as long as you're progressing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's history, you know. And honestly, like, it's funny because like guys like you have these connections to other guys in the game that I've talked to that I didn't even know about. Like, I already interviewed Class, and I don't remember us talking about that.
I think he did because.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said, like, I'm pretty sure he was talking, like, I was like super proud because he was talking about how I brought him into the game, kind of, you know? Like, I gave him
I have to go revisit that, man. Holy shit. You know, I've done so many of these, man. Sometimes it's hard to remember all the little details. You talk for 3 fucking hours,
like,
you know?
Everyone is, like, intertwined.
That's what I was trying to say, yeah.
It's so crazy because, you know, I, have been up to Saginaw multiple times when, Jody was doing his stuff and Bedlam was playing out at the watering trough. You know, I've done multiple shows up there. V's psychopathic release party.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's crazy. That same year that me and Class did that video where I'm wearing a hula skirt, is the year of the MC contest.
Right.
It was V, Rotten, and myself up there on that big stage for those finals, which is crazy because I swore that shit wasn't going to happen for me because as soon as I was in line for the MC contest, I was probably like 6 people away from being on stage, and then the tear gas shit happened, and I was like, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna happen for me, you know?
Right.
Like, so certain, like, if I get this chance, I'm gonna make something of it. And,
right.
Then that tear gas shit happened, but luckily came back the next day and was able to get on stage. I think I was like a couple acts after Bedlam, and I was like, well, shit, B's here, Bedlam's here, Rotten is killing it. Like, I hope I got a chance, but they saw something in me, put me up on the final stage. So,
hey man, look, that's history right there, man. And it's crazy because it could have went any way, any which way of those three. Yeah. Any 3 of you guys could have went on to do an album with them, and it would have totally fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, Rotten was dope, V was dope, you were dope. Like, I don't know. I mean, I actually missed that finalist thing. But didn't you? If I remember the story correctly, I wasn't there, like I said, so I may be totally wrong. But didn't you? Weren't you the one that came out and like gauge the crowd?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I thought I heard that you would come out and like cheer for this person, cheer for that. Like got them to like gauge the response. Or that wasn't you.
I don't think that was. I would have been too modest to do that unless I was drunk. But I couldn't have been drunk. But I had ninjas on stage with me. My friends came out to the gathering with me, and Martin and Danny, Angie and Steve, and like they were all dressed up as ninjas up on the stage. And like I had a little skit in the middle of my performance where they would ask me to show skill, and so like it was like really like it had to be like perfectly timed because their vocals were all recorded. So they're in the ninja mask and they don't have a mic or anything, so they're just like mimicking as saying shit.
Right.
And then I would come in with the vocal, and I would have to time my vocal perfectly to fit between the next time that they start talking.
Right.
So it was like I felt like I pulled a stunt. But it's like it's those little things like as an artist, like you can appreciate for yourself, but like the crowd will never know, but it's like magic, so
yeah, the crowd doesn't know that the crowd doesn't know the intricate details of how hard it was to pull off,
Yeah.
Oh man. So we kind of got up ahead of ourselves, didn't we? Full Scale Riot. Well, I was gonna ask you something else about that. So it was just the one project you did together with Class?
Oh yeah.
We
just did one, yeah. And then I recorded like his entire Celebrity Death album. He came up to Oklahoma and I recorded that album with him.
That was much later, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he did a solo album called Anarchaic first, and then he did Celebrity Death. And I want to say Celebrity Death was after 2006. Maybe it was 2005, 2006. It was later, but I was still down in Lawton, so it had to be like before like 07, because I had moved up
Right.
to Norman, Oklahoma. So yeah.
So what'd you do after the Full Scale Riot? It was according to this, it's bootlegging my own shit.
Yeah, I did I always wanted to make a record, like an album, but it's like tough to make an album when you don't have any direction or any kind of like production. Like back then, like I was like getting beats off of like soundclick.com and like making making music with like Acid Pro and making my own beats with that, and like, but nothing ever had like a consistent sound. And you know, when you get free beats off the internet, like it would be like hit and miss as far as like quality goes, especially back then when you didn't have like access to like places like BeatStars and Airbit and stuff like that. But yeah, I put out the Bootlegging My Own Shit. Was just like a compilation of like random songs that I'd done, and then right around that time when I put that out, we went to Baltimore for some DVD release called Juggalette on Wicked, and then I think the guy's name was Shizzy or Skizzy or one of those something Izzy.
I feel like I vaguely remember that.
And that's where I met Fall Guy. So that's where I met Intrinsic, and he was, you know, we just like kind of clicked up there, you know, about, you know, business, and like I was doing my own graphic design and I was recording myself, and you know, he was starting to get into where he was doing his own solo rap shit. So that was the journey from the 2002 gathering into the next level was going to Baltimore and meeting Intrinsic, and then we kind of just been fucking with each other ever since. So like 15 years now.
So you kind of glossed over though. I mean, that around that time, 2002, 2003. I mean, there was you were technically you were running with Fallen Entertainment, right?
Yeah. That was like Jody and Priest out of Chicago.
What do you remember from that time? Was it a positive time, or was it
like there were, you know, I was really young in the game there, so like there was like big aspirations from those guys, and they put out a double CD called Wicked Forever, and I just want to say maybe it was one of the first like underground horrorcore like wicked music compilation. But there was also another label at the time called White Devil Productions, WDP, that was doing the same kind of thing. Like they had like Teacher Killers and Mastermind Unfinished Business, where they were like putting out compilations. But with Fallen, like they had this whole like grand scheme of like everybody puts out an EP, and there was a place called dollarcd.com back then, and they would press your CD for $1 inside of a paper sleeve with artwork and everything, and the artwork was all black and white, so like everyone had like a real consistent look for like the whole label putting out CD, like those EP collections. And then like apparently they made like some mini discs of like Pieces of a Broken Man songs that never ended up on the final album, but I never knew that came out, and then it popped up on Discogs, and a couple dudes had it, and I don't know, like it was like overall like the ending was bad because of things that came to light.
Right.
Guy Priest, but like I would say like overall it was a good experience for me, because you kind of learn really quickly what these underground labels have to offer you, which is not much.
Yeah.
Like everyone says they have a label, but it's like if you're not LSP, you're probably not doing a whole lot for your artist besides, letting them tack a name or, associate, the label associating with artists, might, I hate to talk bad about, about things, but, overall, sometimes it's like the people that run it, if they're not artists, it's more like an ego trip for them just to be associated with people,
Right.
especially if they're not contributing anything like financially or strategy wise
Right.
to get that artist out there. But there are underground labels that are really functioning, that do well for their people. Shrunken Head and LSP, or like off the top of my head, or like two that are still underground and are doing the right things for their artists.
Right. Well, the only reason I went back to that is because that's a part of your career that I was kind of around for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, back then, when you were fucking with Jody and them, like that was my studio there. Like that was all my equipment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because me and Jody were, well, we were supposed to be working together, but he kind of, I won't go down that rabbit hole. But the point is,
I made some sick beats on that keyboard. What was that? It was a.
That was an ASRX.
ASRX, yeah. I made some beats, and I made like Ghetto Devil some beats on that thing.
Do you remember that red box that was in there, the ASRX Pro, the beat machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was mine.
Oh man, I had that's something I had no idea.
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah,
I got this stuff.
we
do it, and I learned how to sequence like a beat on the spot there. I've never used that machine before, and I learned how to sequence it without, having any, access to YouTube.
Right. Well, it got to a point where I was kind of sidelined out of my own studio because there was so much shit going on in there, and I ended up pulling all my shit out of there toward the end of it, But that's a whole other day. The point is, I was kind of like, I was kind of there for that aspect, and I just kind of wanted to hear, your thoughts on that era. But we can move on.
Yeah, V had an album, and like I think that like Morningstar came out on Fallen. They did shit with it, and they did put out records, but at the end of the day, it's like I think that there were too many artists and not enough focus on. They should have just focused on V.
Yeah.
And put all of their resources into that, instead of trying to do the whole like 18 EPs and dealing with like all those different artists.
For sure. Aside from what happened with Priest, obviously that was a whole other topic of discussion, but I think that was kind of their downfall, is that they try to take on too much too quick. So what was so after that? I'm just looking at your discogs here. It goes on for fucking days. We'll be here for 3 fucking hours just going through all these albums, But I see Bootleg in 2004. I see an album you did with Menacide, from the Sticks to the 616.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, man. How long you been knowing Menacide, man?
I want to say 2003 for Menacide, because in 2004 we put out Heavy Hitters Spring Training, and then on Bootleg in 2004 I have a song called Heavy Hitters, and like Menacide was supposed to be on it but didn't get the verse in by the time we went to press, and so I just put it out with like one verse, one hook, and called it a day. And that's like those bootlegging albums, it's just like a lot of it's like complete songs, or if I did a song with somebody else and they let me put it out on a record, like, that's what those were. And there hasn't been a bootleg in a while. Like I could go back and like compile all these verses that I've done for other people and find out if they'll let me put it out on a compilation. Menacide, man, it's been a long time, for like 15 plus years, and like he brought me out to Detroit a couple times, and we recorded at the Disc. We had Gordy in the studio and Prozac in the studio, and the Saltine was there, That was, I don't remember what year that was, but I went out to Grand Rapids too and recorded with him out there. Um, there's just so much like built into the history that it's crazy. If I had a timeline, that would be great. I'm just like the worst with like keeping records of everything. I had a book of flyers of shows for like the first like 5 years, but then it just became too much for even me to keep up with.
That's what Wicked 101's about, though, man. Is keeping a record of everything and trying to get it like down. So, 20 years from now, when people are like, man, McNastee blew the fuck up. What was the fuck with the beginning of his career? They could go back to Wicked 101 and be like, oh shit, he had this shit with Class back before. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit that I'm trying to accomplish with this. Is like,
absolutely
keeping a record, so to speak. But continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But yeah, like if we're looking at Discogs, and like before 6 to the 616 was Heavy Hitter Spring Training, and then so in between those two things, like Spring Training and Stick, there I got in touch with this DJ called DJ 31 Degrees, and he was doing these mixtapes, and he would let me get like a freestyle on the mixtape if I did the album cover, or if I bought so many copies, he would let me get on the record. And so like records, he would break records like GZ records and like Southern music, and I would get on those, and then I would send people to like a mixtape. There was like a website where you could buy mixtape CDs, and I asked people like, hey, if you go buy this CD that I host, I think I got one, you let me host it. You go buy the CD that I host from the mixtape site to like show this DJ that I have value, I will send you a free record. And like that record was the 6 to the 616 record.
Right.
So that record came free to anyone that went to like the buymixtapes.com and bought that DJ 31 Degrees record that he let me host, because I was just trying to show the guy like, hey, I have value, I got people that will buy records, just let me do something.
Right.
Yeah.
So how's McNastee or McNastee doing nowadays, man? Like I heard that he wasn't doing too good, man. Have you heard it? Any updates? I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about it on here, but
yeah, he's he's hanging in there. Like he's going through some tough times, so he could use all the love and prayers that people can give him. Like he, that's dude. He's been recording again. So, he thought that Reign Supreme was going to be it, but man, that's fits in his blood.
Like, he's recording again.
Yeah.
Oh, of course
he sends me tracks. He's just like, I got the itch, man. I got to do something. And he sends me the tracks. The tracks is dope, So like, like I said, that guy's a machine.
He's an MC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's a spitter. He's a rhymer. He can flow. Like he's got the whole package, man. I mean, frankly, I'm surprised that he isn't, dare I say, on a much higher level, in the game. I mean, just because he's got the talent for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's talent and marketing, and like I think that's where a lot of us underground guys, like we, it's always about the music and not as much about the marketing. And like, you got to be on it all the time.
It's tough, because you, especially if you're trying to, like, you're like me and you're trying to do everything yourself, it's like, I have a day job for one, you know what I'm saying, as you do, you know what I mean? And just getting that hustle, going 100% of the time that you need to, it's not easy, So, but anyways, shout out to I keep saying McNastee because we're talking McNastee. Shout out to McNastee.
So like,
shout out to McNastee, man. He's always been super cool. So
yeah.
So then we move on to and if I'm glossing over shit, like if you got like, man, we should talk about this, just stop me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Pieces of Broken Man, it looks like that was when you first it said Intrinsic Records, right? So that was the first.
Oh yeah, Intrinsic. That was like the first record that like he put it out, and like Intrinsic, like he put me on to like so much shit. Like he was like, yo, we can press the record. I can get you in stores in Japan. I can get you digital distribution. And at the time, like digital distribution wasn't something that was like, you know, like like nowadays, like you can just go to DistroKid and like put everything up in the world, that you
Right.
want and put it on every outlet. But back then, it was a little bit more difficult to get records accepted by places like iTunes, and he did that. He used a distribution company called The Orchard. He got me my records sold in Japan through a place called RB Records, and it was my first fully pressed, like 2000 bootleg in 2004 was a Glassmaster TV, so it wasn't a CDR, but Pieces had like the 10 booklet, and like we went all out for it, and I, like it's the record that I wanted to put out. There were songs that came out before the album that were supposed to be on the album that didn't make the album because like this is the album that I wanted to put out.
If you could, if somebody's watching this, right, and they've never heard of you, they don't know your music, what do you think you would point them to check out first? Like, what are you most proud of? Like, is there a song, a video, an album that you think would be a good introduction to McNastee, getting them hooked on your music?
Like Pieces has everything on it. So like, as far as like live show stuff, like Keep Saying My Name and In a Daze on that record are like the tracks from that album that go over live. But there's like so many like deeper emotional cuts on the record. Let Me Sleep and 1,000 Words or Less and Everything Will Never Be are like more like heartfelt emotional record on there. And I think that's where kind of like where I connect to people more is when I'm just like honest about how I'm feeling. There's like there's two crowds for me. Like one is like the people that like the wit, and the other people.
And we just got a froze up McNastee.
Did I freeze?
You froze. You said
Oh, man.
the wit, and then you froze up, but you're back now.
Oh, okay. So it was like the wit and the emotion, so like people like either one or the other, or they like both, and that's what makes the McNastee fan or someone, that like my music, if you can like ride the wave of both.
Right. So, I was just gonna say, you might want to kick Machete off the Wi-Fi there, if he's watching pornography or something.
Oh no.
That might be why you're breaking up. I'm just saying, if there's.
I think it's like 4:00, so it's like the highest traffic time. Like all these kids get out of school. And...
Oh yeah, it's probably not helping. All right. So, what was next, man? What came next?
Like right around when Pieces was happening, was like when like the whole Riff Raff thing was going down. We had the Riff Raff crew in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and that like consisted of like G-Dub and Scotty D coming up from Dallas and meeting up with like Psycho Scott, Fort Smith, and collectively like as far as like rappers, it was like me and Shy One and Big Slack, and LeVay, and Gruesome was in the mix also with that, and we just we went to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and played shows in the basement that was called The Foundation. And they painted the basement up and drank Jägermeister and smoked weed and, just had crazy parties. And like, it was so cool at one point, like there was like, they were bringing out Lavelle and like ABK to play shows. And there was like, I want to say Lavelle was at a basement party show, but then like at ABK was when like the Foundation actually had a venue in Fort Smith. And there were Riff Raff shows in Dallas too. And we played shows that I want to say there was like Division 1, and there was like a class had his anarchic release party down there, and man, Shy One killed that. And like Shy One is like, he was a dude, live, like the best show. And like national touring group were afraid to play after Shy One. because they knew the crowd was there for Shy One, and you had groups coming from Michigan and from the East Coast, and they wanted Shy One to headline, go after, because like they didn't want the crowd to be dead before they got onto the stage, because man, Shy One was just like killing it. Like those are like my favorite memories, like Shy One performances in Dallas and Arkansas.
I mean, he was making movies back in the day, man. Because I remember before I did Wicked 101, I had like a little internet show called Now You Know, and I'd run up on motherfuckers at shows and interview them. And him and Class did one for me a long time ago. I should try to dig that up and play that. But yeah, Shy One was the dude, man. But all you guys were spitters, though, man. Like everybody you're talking about, like it's just so much talent out there, man. It's like fuck. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and like and that's the thing too, is like Riff Raff was like a crew, and I don't know if it was ever intended to be like a record label or anything. But
I was gonna ask you that.
Those guys did everything, you know, like Psycho Scott and that whole Riff Raff crew drove up to Pontiac, Michigan at Clutch Chargos in December 2006 to play the Big Baller Show. Like I got to play the Big Baller Show, and that's a whole other story in itself. Did I freeze up again?
No, I'm just listening, bro. Like I'm just sitting
Yeah,
here. You know, I'm a student of my own class, man.
Long story short, like Twisted invited me to play. Like Twisted inviting me to play Big Ballers was a crazy story in itself, but I'll leave that one alone. That's like, you can have Fritz tell you that story.
Why just tell him, man? School him. What's the story?
So like there was, you know, from what I can gather, like well, that like lit up some other people. And then, so Jamie says, I thought they were talking about McNastee. And so I took that little phrase and I put it on, like I used to make beats. And so like my beat tag was Jamie Madrox saying, I thought they were talking about McNastee. So apparently they played a show with somebody. I'd never played a show with Twisted up until this point. So apparently they played a show with somebody that was acting like a diva, that wasn't Necro, that wasn't Q Strange, and that wasn't me. It's like, I could see how Necro could kind of look like Q Strange, but I don't think I look like Necro at all.
I don't think any of you guys look like any of you.
I don't know. It's like Guy Fieri and Violent J looking alike. They don't look alike.
Right.
But anyway, so Fritz calls me and he says, you know, hey, like, you know, we're sorry about the misunderstanding, and they invited me, like, can you come down and be on the Purple Show DVD? And I was like, man, I live in Oklahoma. I'm like 21 driving hours away. And he was like, we thought you were from around here. And I was like, no, I guess maybe because I played shows in Saginaw or whatnot, they thought that I was from there.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not. I'm from Oklahoma. And so like sometime after that, Fritz calls and says, hey, you know, Twisted wants to invite you to play Big Ballers. And I was like, okay, I can make it happen. You know, I got a few weeks to prepare for the drive, and like Riff Raff was down to ride. So I drove from Oklahoma City to Arkansas, Fort Smith, Arkansas. The dude Eddie at the tattoo shop gave me my Riff Raff tattoo, and then we rode 21 hours to Detroit area. And I call him, like, I've got my show set on an iPod, and the guy from Psychopathic, like, Billy says he wants your show on an ADAT. I was like, I don't have an ADAT. So like I'm in Michigan, and I find a studio that's like 45 minutes away to transfer my show set from
to a DAT tape, a little DAT tape.
Yeah, a cassette. Yeah, and so like I get that done, and then I, you know, drive back to Pontiac to play this show. Sound check, everything checks out okay. Like I'm super amped. Like person had invited me to play. I'm backstage. Violent J is like, yo, there's presents under the tree on the stage. Just throw those out into the crowd. This is the night for the Juggalos. It's a night to celebrate. You guys just go have fun. I get up on stage, 4 songs in, the ADAT like fails and rewinds all the way back to the beginning.
Oh,
and then they can't cue it up and play it again. And so I did so I'm up there for like 9 minutes, and then the ADAT explodes, and,
man. We've all had those moments though, bro.
And I do an acapella and like, Merry Christmas, y'all, good night, and like I feel awful. Like these guys, I did all this play and I just had the worst set, and like Jamie's like, no man, it was cool. Like I'm just like, I was feeling like super bad.
Yeah.
But then they invited me to the gathering next year. I played that. The show went off without a hit. Oh, but the shit right there, like I'm playing off an ADAT, and then Boondocks goes to the stage and runs his audio off an iPod, and I'm just like, these motherfuckers are fucking with me.
Right.
Like they had me run through the hoops just to see if I would. So
man.
I don't know. I felt like it was like I feel like those guys, like they come from like the wrestling world, so they'll just rib anybody, and I feel like it was like a rib. Like, yo, this motherfucker really went out and got an ADAT.
Well, look. Actually, I don't know, man. Because back in the day, they used to ask Vita to bring DATs too, and I had to show up with DATs before, and it's funny because I actually, it was always a fucking problem. I always had to like, where the fuck am I gonna go to get this on a DAT? Where the fuck am I gonna go to get this on a DAT? And I eventually found like this pristine DAT machine at a used music around, right? And I bought the motherfucker for $50. This was and it was like right after I bought that, never needed a DAT ever again. It was fucking ridiculous. But are you skipping again? God damn it. McNasty.
Am I skipping?
Oh, you did. Well, I didn't know if you were just looking at your phone, because it looked like caught you like you were looking down. And I
my day job boss, I just turned a video that I edited in, and my boss just sent me this is epic. I'm like, dude, I know it took me 3 weeks to do. Like, it should have only taken me 4 hours, but it took me 3 weeks.
Oh man. So let's switch gears a little bit, man. I mean, unless you want to continue. I mean, is there anything I missed as far as your albums and stuff?
We can switch gears. Like man, in 2012, I did a Runaway Train of Thought with Never So Deep, and we're finally doing the follow-up. So Kane was supposed to have me a mix of a new song. Like, we've done some new songs for another record. Unfortunately, he had someone in his family passed and had to be at a funeral, so couldn't get it mixed. But we'll have a new record for you guys.
So you're doing a whole project with Never So Deep then, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it like a McNasty project, or is it like a side group, or what do we?
No, it's a McNasty project, and just Runaway Train of Thought was really heavy emotionally. Like, that's what me and Kane worked with best. And this is a ghetto trance project. So you know how Kane has this straight grimy hip hop records, and then he has his ghetto metal, and then he has his ghetto trance, which is Going Through the Motions Part 2, which I sent over to you, is along the lines of what he calls ghetto trance. And there was a Razakel record that he did recently called Heroin. It's a ghetto trance record. So it's going to be all of that, and it's super heavy emotional content. I was telling him the other day that I recorded one of the songs, and then the next day I had a bad day the entire day, just because I was thinking about everything I had said the previous night in the studio session. So it's really stuff just really beating myself up, or really super analytical emotional shit.
Right. Well, sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah.
But
we can switch gears for sure.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, there's a lot of other aspects to what you do for the underground, man. Like you do the graphic art stuff, let's talk about that real quick. What all have you done in terms of? I mean, obviously you could list it all, but what are some career highlights for the artwork stuff that you've done?
So like your record, like the Mind Dissection record, I feel like that's a highlight. Just like the layout and everything. You provided like killer pictures for me to like work off of.
Right.
But like overall, it's like I think it's like one of the thickest, most like thoughtful covers that is in underground music. And that's not, I'm not yanking your chain or anything. But I remember like one day you asked me like, will you do the Broken Mirrors cover? And I was like super intimidated, like, dude, I'm not that good. I didn't want to just like deliver crap, so like, so I think I was like, kind of like, maybe, I don't know. And you found someone and it's sick. That cover came out dope too.
Right.
I've done, more than 50 UGH CDs. Like after like 51, like Aaron Lauder was doing some of the artwork. Legion did one of them, but for the most part, when it comes to like the printing and the pressing of the record, like I'll put all of their elements together into creating the art for that. There's been a few, like there's the Apocalypse one, that's the Cheech and Chong parody cover. That's one of my favorites out of that UGH series. The Snoop Dogg one, UGH 28, where I like mimic the like the doggy style cover.
Right.
Like that one's pretty dope. Menicide's Drugs album cover. It's like a favorite of people. I like that one. Man, I've done so much that it's
I know.
Like if you like if I had them all in front of me, like I could be, I like that one. I like the Runaway Train of Thought cover. I did that one. That's one of my favorite like Photoshop type deals that I've ever done.
You also spray painted my logo back here for Magic Ninja once they decided to fuck with me and put me on Magic Ninja
I'm
Facebook
super
page.
amped about that. Like that's dope. And I've done some other stuff. I did something for Twisted recently. So
Can you talk about that? Yeah, I know a little bit about it, but are you?
I think I can. I've done some animation, something for the Generation Nightmare project, and George is ready to use it. He's just working out the final details and like how and when they're gonna release it. But yeah, I did a fully animated video for that project. So I'm pretty amped about that. Like it's like super cool to me because it's like, oh, this is like so on a fanboy level, it's like I'm a part of one of their projects. Yeah. So it's like I contribute, and I'm able to contribute something to that legacy.
Well, look, man, it's the same for me, because I mean, to be honest, man, the day Most Tasteless came out, I went and bought that motherfucker, like the OG version, like I was already a fan, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, that's 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, and now I help them out behind the scenes, and I got my own show on their Facebook page, you know what I'm saying? So it's on a fanboy level, I can relate with you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like as, from a fan level, like I went to like an in-store for Twisted in, it was Mirror. And like I had drawn them, and they're like in a field of pot leaves, and they're cut through with some axes, and it's really bad. It's like I've got it like in storage, like, and they were like, man, this is so fresh, you should keep doing this. And then I have like in the Blaze Your Dead Homie One Less G, like the original release, there's a page that has like all fan art in it. And like I did a Blaze spray painted on the wall, and Anybody Killer's pouring out a 40 ounce in front of it, and like that got in that record. And Class even has a drawing inside that album cover too. But just to like hear when you go and like, it could be fan service, it could, they could be really feeling it or whatever, just to like have that encouragement, like, yo, this is fresh as fuck, and like it kept me going, like things like that, just to hear people like, say that, like they're feeling it, like kept me going. Because you know, I deal with a lot of self-doubt. You know, like I'm my worst critic. Um, but just to go through and then like have people appreciate what you're doing, it's like, man, that's so cool. And now like I feel like I'm at a level where if I can contribute to them on a level um, that's album level, that's fucking dope. Like I can't I can't like put it into words.
Well, look, man, you've been grinding for how long now? 20 years at least. So you know, I wouldn't beat yourself up, man. You're a dope artist in a lot of ways, man. Lyrically, on the mic, everything, and your total package. And you know, the same goes for your art skills too, man. So I got mad respect for you, man. And so look, man, why don't we do this, man? We still got your 101 bars to do.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you wanna take a little break and make sure you're ready for it, or you wanna just go for it?
Let's do that so I can get some water and then.
Okay. Yeah. Hey man, we'll get your water in. Let me cue up a track real quick here. Which one should I play for him, man? You wanna do like the Hitcher, or going through the motions?
Yeah. The Hitcher is like from last year's Devil's Night, and like that's like a big deal. Like, let me just talk on Devil's Night real quick. Like, McNastee put out this compilation. It was like through the Wicked Underground forum on horrorcore.com way back in the day. Like compiled all the artists, like everyone like turned in music, give people a soundtrack to the Halloween season, to Devil's Night. And last year, did the Devil's Night track. I got a beat from Bad Mind and made the song The Hitcher. Probably did it like a week or so before, the deadline, bought the beat, made the song, and records with Alazulilu and the Venomous 5 track that's on the Almighty record, and he's super dope. He's been doing it a long time too.
Right. All right.
So yeah, picture from last year's Devil's Night.
All right, man. Well, with that, man, we'll cut you off the screen for a second, and then we will cut to this break, man, and we'll be right back on Wicked 101. Yup. And we back on Wicked 101. McNastee, you there?
Yup.
Oh, there you are. So look.
Yup.
So like I was just gonna tell you before you start. First of all, no pressure.
Yeah.
But second of all, when
it's only 100 bars.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you know how to breathe. After Staples did this, we were off camera, and he said to me, I bet McNastee already has half his verse written. Like he knew that you would come with something for this, because you're just that dude. I mean, we literally talked about it. But anyway, he also said to say good luck.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna turn
break a leg, right?
Right. So I'm gonna turn my beat down. I'm gonna mute my mic, and then it's all you from there. All right, brother?
Oh yeah.
All right, 101 bars live on Wicked 101. Give it up for McNastee.
Yo, it's a Bad Mind beat. It's gonna play. Yeah, here we go. Yo. Shout out to Staples. Yo, my whole clique from the nether void. Peace to Gangsta Nip and the Ghetto Boys. They spit it wicked, committed to massive violence. Way before they were digging graves in Staten Island. Before Shady stuck nails into his eyelids. And long before gore hop was a style you could ride with. When the poetry was insane. When you needed substance to check the red rum in your pen game. This a 999 omen. The 7 seal broken. Flatline while the barrel's still smoking. Slugs from a 45 will leave you in the devil's grove with the unholy boogeyman approaching. You on notice. A barge in your home. Choke you till you blue like a Gargamel foe. Gag you with ropes and I'll stash you alone in a room of shrunken heads like a Razakel show. This type of shit is not for the timid. When Lynch said let's eat, then Big Lurch did it. Rappers catching bodies just by living out their gimmicks. The shock value ain't got limits. I make the lead rain and I laugh ha 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 as I blast ya. Send another whack rapper out to pasture. If you these sorry motherfuckers gas you up, then you'll burst into flames even faster. My resume is a who's who of Southwest voodoo, black magic, spellcasted gurus. I seen friends on the evening news wearing Hannibal masks during interviews. My vampires know yoga and kung fu and serve A1 Yola to your whole crew. The only cipher I admire is LU, and the best to ever do it are Gino and Q. It's hell standard time, that's 11:34. See the devil in the moon, a body on the floor, got a shotty with a grip, a rusty circle saw, make my motherfucking day is the whole of the law. You'll never be savage as Castro, since 06 been an asshole. I done smashed shows with the present and the past greats, but who really keeping tabs though? We pushed real life product in the crowd now. Everybody sends a link to their SoundCloud. Safe and cozy so you never leave your mom's house, but it's haunted by the ghostly Loki, so you fucked, pal. Now listen up, dipshits, fun time click. It's me, Dubs, 8 legs and whipstick. Keep it ugly as a pig wearing lipstick. Not 666, but the style still mystic. Went head to head with V for a contract, and I still think I won that. Sour grapes don't age like wine. Here's a fun fact. You could go stuff that in your blunt rap. Went with KGP to find God with stitch mouth and lost my mind on Red Dawn. Took a third shift job so my eyes always bloodshot. All these white crosses littered on my lawn. This is cryptic wisdom, not nonsense. Smoke a J, cast a hex on your projects. When we blaze for the homies that we lost, bet we gon' drive by and kill anybody who is not set. I've been fan with the murder mitten menace man since when Kane wore the mask with the pentagram. Before Necro blocked me on aim in his gory days, he ain't gonna hear this anyway. I was locked in Bedlam with Kirk D. They gave us Prozac for the madness every week. I was thinking MCs couldn't write any darker than the sickest shit ever came from Van Dyke and Harper. A lot of y'all sound the same and it's not cool. A lot of y'all look the same, but you're not Zool. Get caught in the dark in your costume, we'll throw you in the trunk or get slumped when we spot you. Long live evil and all church disciples. Kill your idols before they become rivals. Everyone is after the same title, or we busy burning pages from the Bible. In 2008, infect was the mission. 11 years later, the chemical threats ain't diminished. A clown who would eat off the scene got me bitching when they turned up the heat. That fool shut down the kitchen. This a bank hard beat though, inspired by the twins from the Freak Show. If I hear you talking shit on my team, bro, I drop kick you from the stage like I'm G-Mo. Your weak flows don't make no waves in dark water in the land of the cutthroat prodigal son slaughter. I don't mean to be a killjoy, but let's keep it real. None of y'all are sicker than Ill Bill. His whole style with Gore-Tex, that's non-fiction. Killer C added liquid in the plot thicken. Mosh pit in the back, call me mosh pitting. Competition, mom. Yo, fuck it. Oh man, let me try to catch it again. Yo, look. Man,
You got this.
hold up. I'm gonna catch it. Damn it.
Where were you at? What?
Yo. Just to know my competition, so monolithic. I am a god spitting, trying and not gifted, lying and not wicked. You'll never be gruesome as dark flow. My roots in the scene are deeper than y'all know. Behind the curtain or front and center stage, I'm grateful when you mention my name. But the work ain't done till I'm buried in the dirt. Should've killed the fetus long before birth. 20 years later and I'm still picking up the pieces. God knows I wouldn't believe it. All praise Psycho Jesus. That's 101.
You were so close.
I was like 11 off. Ah.
That was dope though, man. That was super dope. That was super dope.
That's the line, like body count the rap show while I'm mosh pitting. Stare at broken mirrors just to know my competition. That's like,
Oh man, look, don't beat yourself up on that, man. It's hard. That's why it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, not easy.
Shit. No.
Oh man, I thought it was dope though. Thank you for doing that, man. I know Staples told me to say thank you too, man. We appreciate you.
Yo, man, if I would have hit that line, I would have been free. Like who lose body count the rap show full of mosh pit and stare at broken mirrors just to know my competition. Man,
bro, look, it's not.
I'm gonna beat myself up now.
Rapping ain't easy. So I just opened up the line for callers, man. So anybody got some shit talking, or they got some questions for McNastee?
Yo, finish that shit. Put that video out. Where's the next album? Why aren't you like this?
Right.
I'm ready for it.
Right. Well, phone lines are open. So look, while we're waiting to see if anybody calls in, man, what do you want to plug, man? What you got coming up next?
Man, I've been doing this like UGH 69 contest, and I think that Will, like Intrinsic, told me that I'm on the Hustlin' song, so that's great. But like they got those 2 other songs, actually 3 other songs on that contest they're doing. Like that contest is closed, but like the next UGH is going to be Alazu Ilu, and I think that Aaron is, in Australia is going to be doing Forever Faces drawings for artists if they want them. Like I'm super amped about that. I don't know like where I'm going to fall in contributing to UGH 70, whether it be artwork or video for the Toy Gory 2, which is starring Jamie Madrox. Pity Party Rockers is coming out with Never So Deep Records and Sutter Kane. We got that going. Full Scale Riot, we're gonna do it like Class delivered me a whole record, you know. He's like, just put your parts in, let's do it, you know.
Hey, we
like
got
amazing.
We got a caller.
Oh no, who is it?
Oh, I don't know. Looks like they hung up. Well, try calling again. I hit it too late. My bad. Oh, here we go. They realized they didn't.
Fuck, I was.
No, they hung up on me that time. That time it wasn't my fault. I don't know who it is. 309 number. Do you know anybody in the 309?
Nah, maybe. Is it Stockwell?
I don't know who the fuck it is. I don't know. I don't know why they're hanging up too early. Okay, here we go. Let's try it. Caller, you live on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, it's Stockwell.
Hey, Nasty, it's Stockwell. What's up?
It's Stockwell.
Yo.
What up, bro?
All right. So I know. First things first. I mean, you tripped up at the end, but that was like 407 subliminal shouts or direct that people will have to listen to 2 or 3 times to catch them all. That shit was genius.
Yeah.
You know, I have praised you to you and in public 1,000 times. I'll do it 1,000 times more. You're still amazing to this day, as always. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up was, remember that show in Cincinnati in the wrestling ring where Defect didn't get to play?
How can we forget?
It was ADR LeVay.
Yeah, because ADR LeVay played for like an hour and 20 or something.
And then the show got shut down.
And it was a wrestling school, and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was so awesome. So then it led me to my next story, which was that my 2 favorite Defect memories are him being absolutely miserable, because that was one of them. And then the other one was a gathering incident where he had to walk up like 7 hills just to find my camper, and it was him and Vinny. And I remember Defect's face, he's like beet red, sweating like a motherfucker. And he just looks at me, he's like, fucking Stockwell, finally! those are my 2 favorite Defect memories, are him being miserable.
Just be miserable. You just bask in my misery.
My favorite Stockwell my favorite Stockwell memory is being at Stockwell's house and V Sinister like watching Voltron the whole time, and some girl messaging him calling him Tyrone, and so I changed his name to Tyrone King because he's the Tyrant King, V Sinister, and then also doing Necro impressions. And also the one trip where I was acting like a baby, where I didn't want to like record the verse because I was tired from driving all day, but I didn't want to be like, you guys, I'm so old and tired. You know, I'm super old now, but like I was like, you're like, get on the track, and I was just like, man, I just want to sit in a recliner. But then I did the track the next day. It's so fucking dope. One of the greatest collabs in the underground.
Yes. So follow up to that one is that I actually just re-listened to that EP for the first time in years the other day, and I did. I was really, really drunk, and I spoke for like 4 minutes. And in the one spot, I said, "Fuck McNasty for not coming down here and recording." And then, because you were like upstairs hanging out with my wife, and and then you took the loop of me saying that and put it on right before your verse. You remember that?
Yes.
And then the other thing is that you make a Misha Tate reference on that track. That's like
we were watching her fight, and it was the first time I ever saw her fight. I was like, oh man, this chick is badass. Like,
yeah, I remember it very well. We watched her like armbar that girl, and then you made that reference, and then I remember that reference from that track. I was like, oh yeah, holy shit, we were watching those fights. So anyway, I won't take up too much more of your time. The other thing I say, I already said it in there, man. Too bad you only got 25 listeners right now. Hopefully people watch this. That's man. That 100 bars, even with the trip, was awesome. So
yeah, man. Like I got through like 88 bars, and then tripped over the body count reference. Why didn't I even reference body count in the Wicked song? Like, I don't even know. Like, I just wanted to rhyme something with mosh pitting. So I guess whatever.
Hey man, 101 bars has got to be filler somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I should.
All right, y'all. Take care.
All right, take care. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yo, Stockwell is like the super old school supporter. Like, he ran the Wicked Underground music festivals up there. Yeah. Like, so like I got to play shows with Gruesome and there were so many cats. Like, I met Third Degree and Fricks from Kansas City at one of his festivals too. Like, great shows. Like, Class came up, Shy One, like the whole like Rip Raff crew mobbed up there. LeVay and Big Black, we all mobbed up there. Right. Did those festivals. They were super awesome. Good shit that people like. We don't get, I mean, we get Gorefest still,
right,
which is super dope. And there's like smaller ones like Lethal. I don't want to call it small one. Like Lethal Weekend was pretty fucking huge this year. And then you get like 5-6 Fest and stuff like that. But those like Wicked stock like Prozac used to put on, like, we don't see those a lot right now.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure, man. We got to bring it back. Not Wicked stock, but something like it.
Yeah. Like something like Gorefest, maybe like on the other, maybe earlier in the year, maybe something in March,
Yeah, maybe over, maybe our neck of the woods here in Detroit or something.
Yeah. Like Michigan is the spot for it, because you guys, there's so much like horrorcore, wicked shit, acid rap. It's just so centralized up Ohio, Michigan. It's right. Like, that's the thing.
Right.
That's where to have it. Like, the sickest motherfuckers come up there. Like Gordy is like, ugh. He's so awesome. Like, I can't. When I think about Gordy,
look at you being a little fanboy.
I know, man. Like, you gotta like give respect. Like, like you when you hear someone and like they're just like talking that shit, and you're like, it gives you the face. Like, Gordy has always been, one of those guys. For me, it's just like there's levels to this shit. It's like,
right.
You see, Monoxide, just his progression over the last 20 years. Like, he's insane now. Like, back in the day, it's like, I mean, like, the songs were super dope, but like just his like level of like his technical skill level is like super high now. Like,
right.
It's, you listen to like stuff on Generation Nightmare, like the rap stuff, and it's just like, man, he is going in.
Right.
Something new. That's like, that verse is just,
Yeah. Nah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Well, look, you got anything else?
Stir Crazy says I should talk about my new collab track.
Oh,
so Stir Crazy produced a track, and Blaze You Dead Homies on the hook. It's called Dead Don't Sleep. It's a fucking banger.
That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar?
It'll be on UGH 70 because you engineered the session, and I had to send you the right session because I'm an idiot, and I had a a vocal track linked or a beat track linked from another folder. So
I wonder if I'll get engineering credits for that one. That one's going on UGH.
UGH 70.
Oh
Yeah.
Don't forget my engineering credits. Maybe send me a fucking copy, man, for the wall, fuckers.
Oh yeah.
Not you, but
sure.
the fuckers.
Yeah. Well, I'm the fuckers. Like over here, like there's like that's all the merchandise and stuff like on the wall back over there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like the UGH store. Like you can buy some UGH shit.
Oh
whatever.
shit.
I don't know what else you call. Like my high school high thing and all my eBay t-shirts that I got over there for sale.
Hey man, we got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's up? This is 8 Legs.
What'd you say your name
Oh,
was?
Tony McNastee. It's 8 Legs. Check.
Oh, 8 Legs. Hey,
8 Legs.
8 Legs. Well, before I let you talk to McNasty, I got a bone to pick with you, actually.
Oh no.
What's up?
I was just gonna say I hit you up on Instagram, I was trying to get a shirt made for Wicked 101, and I wanted you to do it, man, and you never hit me back. Why you do that to me, bro?
Because I got drunk in June and lost my phone, and I have no access to my Instagram DMs anymore.
That's a good reason. All right, continue.
Yeah.
You're live with McNasty.
Dude, I fucking love you. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, I love you too, bro. Did you hear the verse? I gave you the shout out. Like I made sure to.
Oh yeah, no.
Rep.
I'm sitting here with my
Yeah.
wife, and she listens. She just called me a bitch ass. She's sitting in there, but
Yeah. That's like my lady's in the other room. She's
killed
like,
that shit.
Rap. Oh, we're talking about rap.
Hey, man.
Killed that shit,
That's
man.
what it's about.
Thank you. 8 Legs kills everything. Like 8 Legs is like I didn't like if he didn't rap so good, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's a great graphic designer. I'll give that on. You know, he's a better illustrator than me. He's good, but you know he raps amazingly well as well. So it's like fuck, you know, like now I got to deal with someone else that can do everything.
No, you're perfect. You're a perfect human.
Luckily, both of our egos fit in the same room.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah. Just want to say I love you,
Hey,
man.
yeah. Like buy those super famous Fun Time Guy records. Those I'm on the first one, and I'm on How Do You Fit a Cassette in the Discography, and then I might be on the Whipstick solo record, I think. But
Were you dissing?
those are my dudes. Yes. I take out all my frustration on you.
I'm sorry, man. I'm glad I can be that outlet for you.
I'm glad you lost your phone because it has all those incriminating messages I sent you.
I wouldn't care. I'd just be like, when am I getting nudes?
Oh, man.
Facebook Messenger never goes away.
Well, look, man. I want to get with you on that shirt collab, man. If it's something you're interested in doing, so I'll hit you up. Or how can I get a hold of you, man? If I can't hit you up on Instagram.
Yeah, I guess call my wife that or fucking just try or find me on Facebook and then hope I look at it.
All right, so it's one of those.
Yeah.
I got you. I'll figure it out. That or dude, talk to Bill Cox or something. I have emails. I just no phone, so it sucks ass. And I don't look at anything.
Well, all right.
I'll find you.
Don't shit.
Find me.
How about that?
Why don't you find me?
All right.
That'll be easier.
Perfect.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I think I'm wearing an 8 Leg
Love
shirt
you, dude.
right now. Love you, bro. Like this dirty shirt is an 8 Legs design.
That was dope. I didn't mean. Maybe I razzed him a little too hard.
Uh,
I've literally been checking my Instagram messages every day, waiting for him to respond because I want a shirt made.
Just
I
send a
have an
message
idea.
to the. Just to send a message to the super famous Fun Time Guys Facebook page.
Okay.
Like I know that he posts on there because like he really like. You could tell it when it's legs, especially when he's very like demeaning to wit. On
Right.
the post. So. But Yeah, man, 8 Legs, one of the best. Like this dirty shirt, the 8 Legs. I think I got more 8 Legs designed shirts than Justin Parker Killer Tour Horrible Home Video shirts. Like are like a majority of my collection of these. Like yeah, those guys are awesome.
For sure, man. Well, anything else you want to plug or prop before we sign out of here?
And not really. Like I got a Halloween show in Tucson.
Oh, did you? Is that what you said? You sent me the graphics for that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me take you off the screen for a second, and then are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just got to do that before I show them. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Just give me a second. I'm running 5 fucking computers.
That's a lot.
Here we go. Okay, so this Halloween Havoc.
Oh, yeah. So Stack Styles. I am Gilgamesh. Booked me for the show. Stoner Jordan's gonna be there. Myself. It's like October 25th. It's down in Tucson. So that'll be cool. Like it's free. I'm gonna do all comedy stuff. I'll dress like Macho Man. It'll be a fun time. And then the show. I've got a show next weekend, the 29th of September. I think there's another, which is the Sandbox Music Festival.
I couldn't find your name on this flyer, man.
Yeah, it's not on there, but I'm like on the website. So this is like the only flyer that I can find.
Oh. Okay.
But there's like 30 artists performing. I'll be on at 3 o'clock. So Lil Nas X is gonna headline. They got some other like country rap dudes. Second Chance, he's pretty awesome. Big Murph is in there, and then who the fuck is Just in Time on the show? Also, Dynasty, the Mexican Thuggalo, is on there. I'll give shouts out to my man Dynasty, who's got me as part of Respect the Wicked Underground, which is myself, Spooky Z, the Wicked One, Donut, and Dynasty. Like we're affiliated with Respect the Underground, which is a local record label and concert promoter here in the Phoenix area, and we just all combine forces to make shit happen. Dynasty is like super incredible marketing machine. Donut is a incredible videographer. Spooky Z is an incredible internet marketer. Knows aside from rapping, like which he's really awesome at. He had a couple new songs come out just recently that he's been performing. He does incredible internet marketing for even the likes of M&E. So he's dope. Wicked One, we know who he is. Like you should know who he is. He is incredible rapper, associated with Seven Steel Entertainment back in the day, and then Mission Infect, and you know he's affiliated with Respect the Wicked Underground now. Yeah, and I forget Donut videographer and you know funny ass comedy rapper. So,
right.
And then me, I do whatever. Everything.
Well, I got something I want to plug really quick if I can.
Oh yeah.
The next episode of Wicked 101 is going to be with Mars. Month from now. 10/16/19, 7 p.m. We're going to push it back a little bit. So I have a little bit more fucking time. I'm not rushing the fuck home. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mars will
Hell
be
yeah.
here.
And I've done a lot of stuff with Mars. Like that's how the underground is, right? I mixed his Zodiac record. I mixed his Schoolhouse Glock, the original one. I did the artwork for Schoolhouse Glock. Like yeah.
Yeah, he hit me up. Said he had some new singles and shit, and he wanted to come and kick it. So I said, hell yeah.
He's got his own recording situation now, and he's able to put those singles out as fast as he can make them. So pretty fucking awesome.
All right. Well, dude, you got anything else you want to plug before we sign off?
No, that's it, man. I appreciate you giving me, so much time on this platform. I appreciate everyone tuning in and hearing me do 88 bars.
88 bars. Well, look, if if it's cool with you, I'm gonna clip that out and share that part of the episode, so you have a little shareable version of it.
Oh yeah, we'll do it. Like, and I'll tell people like once you get to the 4 minute 10-second mark, you can just turn it off.
Right. All right,
no,
man.
we'll do it. Like, I'll do a studio version and we'll put it on Spotify or whatever. It'll be cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. That'll be dope. I'll share it on Wicked 101, man. You know, and anything you want to plug, man. For real, man. I've been trying to tell underground motherfuckers, like, if you got something you want me to push on the show, send it to me. But nobody sends me shit. And then they bitch.
Where do they send it? Do they send it to MNE Radio at
Twisted.com? You could send it to MNE Radio at Twisted.com, but I have a special one that I use for Wicked 101, Wicked101show@gmail.com. So either one, really, I'll get either one of them. So, you know, if you got something you want me to plug, show coming up, whatever the fuck it is, you know, or just go to wicked101.com. All the information's on there, you know. But nobody ever sends me shit. So I just, you know, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna do a bunch of research and look at, you know, what's going on in the underground, you know, and like download their flyers, and you know, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
so you send it to me.
I've tried to do that before. It's tough. That's a tough deal. Like those guys that like Fago Lovers and Juggalo News and like Pop DX, like those guys that are scouring for content. Like that's a tough gig especially if you're doing it by yourself. Like at least those other outlets have like multiple content creators and writers. You know,
right.
This is all you. Wicked 101 is a defect production, courtesy of Magic Ninja Entertainment.
Man, I just seen it. The homie Menicide's in the chat, man. What up, Menicide? That motherfucker should call in and talk some shit before we sign off.
Oh yeah,
that would be dope.
That would be dope.
I'm gonna just wait to sign off just to see if he'll call in.
Hell yeah.
We'll just sit in silence and wait. Menacide, call in. Me and McNastee are gonna do 30 seconds of silence to wait till the stream catches up. You ready? Can you do this? The number's on the screen, Metaside. I don't need to shoot you the number. It's on the screen. 734-430-0549. As it froze up, or are you just smiling funny?
No, I'm just doing that.
Okay.
Have you seen It Chapter 2?
No, I seen the first one. The first one was dope.
Did you see the preview with like the creepy lady?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the previews or anything yet.
Damn, man.
I'm kind of slow. I've been so busy though, man.
I understand.
Oh shit, we got a caller. Caller, you live on the air. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, it's Menacide. What's up?
Oh man.
And Menicide's on the line.
Thanks for calling in, brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay.
I don't know what just happened.
He said he's doing okay. Did we lose him?
I think we lost him.
That's all you get.
That's a bummer.
Yo, it's Menacide. He's doing okay.
That's all you get. Like, that's all you get.
That's what you get. Like, he's elusive. He's like the Batman.
Oh man. I don't know if somebody else tried to call and knock him out or what. I don't know what happened. Unfortunately, I can't.
They're an asshole.
What's that?
If they are, they're an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened.
Man, so much love to Menacide. He's doing okay.
He's doing good enough to call in and say, "What up, Tom?" Maybe he'll call back. Yeah. We didn't hang up on you, brother. Something happened. I don't know. Look, it's technical difficulties. It's Wicked 101. Shit happens, you know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, technical difficulties is the story of my life.
Maybe we should wait another 30 seconds in silence.
Maybe.
Because it worked. It actually worked.
I know. Like if you stay quiet for 30 seconds, Menacide will appear.
That's That's scary.
It's like the Candyman,
Right.
or Bloody Mary.
Men aside.
You stay quiet and like focus on the wicked shit, and Menacide will appear.
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna assume that his phone died, and that he called with the last like 2% of bar that he had. Oh, somebody's calling. Caller, you're live on the air. Who's this? I'm sorry, I can't hear you, caller.
I said I go.
I can't make you out. I'm sorry.
This is good.
Your phone apparently sucks, caller. Everybody else was able to talk just fine, so I don't know what happened.
That's crazy. Maybe they wanted like, I heard the word 50. I thought they were like, what?
I don't know. I'm confused. All right, we're losing control of the show. We're losing control of the show. I'm gonna.
It's going downhill real quick.
What's that?
It's gone downhill real quick.
Yes, it did. Okay. Look,
All right.
It's Defect, McNasty, Wicked 101, Magic Ninja Entertainment. We signing off this
Tune in for
motherfucker.
Mars next time.
Yeah, Mars on 10/16, I think it is. 10/16, 7 p.m.
yeah.
Eastern. All right. Much love, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.